Hello, everyone. I'm Major Garrett in Washington. Welcome to The Takeout. Time to dust off the House of Representatives. It's been closed for weeks. Hope they can find the light switches. Might need to run a vacuum or two. The House, you see, must blink its eyes open, emerge from its leadership-imposed hibernation, and spring back into legislative action. You know, its very purpose for being. It must, in due course, pass the Senate compromise that reopens the government until January 30th, rehires and pays federal workers fired during the shutdown, as well as all the others with jobs and going without pay, and guarantees nutrition assistance for low-income Americans through SNAP for a full year. President Trump supports the deal. That means it has every good chance of passing the Republican-controlled House. The timing for that? About 24 hours from now. This show might be able, we hope, to provide live coverage of debate and final passage. Wouldn't that be exciting? Maybe not for you, but certainly for me. Now, there are some Republican holdouts, and there are also some Democrats who might cross over and vote for this compromise. No matter the howling, and there's a fair amount of it from the activist progressive wing of the Democratic Party. On that part of the political spectrum, post-compromise air is rent with words like betrayal, cowardice, and caving. The Senate-passed deal to reopen the government last night, and in the aftermath, most lawmakers had precious little to say. Those who did speak offered relief and context.
This would not have come about without the work of so many people. Our Democratic colleagues who courageously realized that we could not let this shutdown continue to go on, with the harmful consequences growing worse with each passing day.
I refuse to monetize the outrage. We need to find a way forward because I strongly support those tax credits to make healthcare more affordable, but I just refuse to shut our government down and hold our government hostage, and that's where we are.
For what comes next, we turn to Taurean Small on Capitol Hill. Taurean, always great to see you. So what comes next? There's some activity tonight, right?
Yeah, so right now the Rules Committee and the House are meeting to pretty much go over what tomorrow will look like. We'll likely see a final vote on that in the 5 p.m. hour tomorrow. But as for tonight, we're seeing some potential pushback between Democrats who are strongly opposed to the bill as it came from the Senate as they make the case to the Rules Committee. Considering they're in the minority, it's unlikely they would do much to swaying the votes of the majority there. But as it stands right now, we could be well on our way to the government reopening tomorrow sometime in the evening, Major.
So you spoke about House Democrats. Our colleague, Caitlin Huey-Burns, spoke with Jim McGovern, Democrat from Massachusetts, the ranking Democrat on the House Rules Committee, where Democrats are by design severely outnumbered, for his take on where things stand. Let's take a quick listen to that.
They have a 2-to-1 majority in the Rules Committee, so either I have to be really persuasive or I have to shame them into doing the right thing. But we're going to make the case why it is unacceptable and immoral for us to proceed without dealing with the fact that millions and millions of people are about to see their health care premiums double, triple, and quadruple. Many are going to lose their health insurance entirely.
Taurean, a couple of things I also want to run by you. Tomorrow, something else is supposed to happen. Congresswoman-elect Adelita Grijalva from Arizona, scheduled, as I understand it, finally to be sworn in. And have you detected so far any Republicans who are not fully on board this Senate compromise?
Yeah, so we've seen before pushback. There were just a couple of Republicans who voted against the House continuing resolution before it made its way to the Senate, that being Representative Thomas Massie. Grijalva is an interesting case. Once she's sworn in, it's likely we'll see that same Republican Massie look to force a vote or a petition to force essentially the release of the so-called Epstein files, considering that they would then have the simple majority in the Republicans who support this measure as well. But as it relates to this government shutdown, a lot of Democrats are pushing back, saying that we Democrats in the Senate essentially gave up any leverage that they had by conceding to this, saying that they agreed to a promise of a future vote of the extension of a health care tax subsidy, but it not being married to this could be a fatal flaw for them. And considering the fact House Speaker Mike Johnson himself said that he wouldn't commit to bringing it to the House floor for a vote, Democrats are saying they lost this fight for now, but they will go on to fight another day. That's at least according to the words of Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader.
Taurean Small on Capitol Hill. It's a very important point you made there just at the end. House Speaker Mike Johnson said the debate over future health care changes will be deliberative. That's code for it's going to be a long, long time before we get to that. Taurean Small on Capitol Hill, thanks so much.